Hello, my makeup loving friends. How's it going? Welcome back. It has been a week. So, we have a week's worth of new makeup releases to talk about. And with me, I have the beautiful, gorgeous, as always, disgustingly talented Tia. You know the drill. All of her details are down below. But I have quite a few people to thank for tagging me in content this week. So a big thank you to Brianna, Ali, Beth, Miss Charlie, Trendstopia, Makeup Release Radar, Kylie, JW, Gina, Tina, Manuela T, Shanna, Manuela O, Rhea, Kelly, Tony Homeperm, Claire, Lisa D, Cheryl, Flick, and Chrissy. A massive thank you to you all, and a big thank you to my Patreons. And we do have a theme. I'm just lazy and very tired. But if you look at the gorgeous Tia, you will notice the theme is butterflies.
Oh, first time.
There you go. See, it's just as well I didn't try. I'd have failed spectacularly anyways. But it was inspired because the lovely Kylie and Heather had done these beautiful butterfly looks during the week. And I was like, fuck it, butterflies. So there you go. I'm going to show you some looks now from my Patreons, and you may enjoy at your own leisure. But we have a couple of things to talk about. I will be honest with you though, lads, it is a quiet week. Black Radiance Beauty Make It Black Limited Edition Tribal Bright Palette for $6.87. There's 12 shadows in it. And then there's the Black Radiance 3D Highlighting Palette, the Make It Black Limited Edition, $8.98. I am stealing a photo from Miss Charlie because she actually got the palette and has put some swatches of the shadow onto her Instagram, so I have shamelessly stolen it from there. Let's be real, very affordable, and part of what I like about it is that 100% of the net proceeds go to the Make It Black official, so it's all going back to Black businesses and Black creators, which, if you know me, I'm a bit of a sucker for that sort of thing. So
this is nice. Oh, by the way, if you guys hear some humming sound, it's my fan on. It's still quite hot, but I'll survive. I quite like this. It's just a basic rainbow palette, but I kind of like because it's really affordable. It's like charity thing. It's not I wouldn't go and buy this because I don't need it, and I'm trying not to. I'm on a no buy, and also I'm trying to be a bit more smarter about things that I buy these days, so it's not gonna just sit on my shelf and I won't use it, But this looks beautiful.
There's something about it that reminds me a little bit of an older kind of release from Revolution with Tammy, like Makeup by Tammy.
Oh yeah.
So I can kind of see elements of that, but it's very affordable. Now, I will say, I was talking to Miss Charlie and she was saying that some of them kind of swatched a little bit chalky, but for $6.87,
you can't expect ABH bam pigment on your face. But I do think that with an eyeshadow primer, a tacky primer, you could make a really pretty look with this.
Yeah, I think so too. I will say I was kind of confused with the highlighter trio because in some photos it looked really, really dark, which is honestly what I would expect considering the cause I'm meant to be raising money for. But then in other pictures it looked really, really light. So I'm kind of assuming it is the light version of trios based upon, the background and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is kind of
I think it's going to be something between those two.
Yeah.
Because the one with the white background looks very washed out. And the one with the black looks like it's a little bit close, so there's a shadow, so it looks darker. So maybe it's something between those two. I would kind of wish they would include better pictures, maybe swatches too.
Yeah, I found it so hard to get photos of these. I was like, oh my God, why can't I get decent photos? So that's why I said I shamelessly stole the pictures from Miss Charlie of the swatches. So, but yeah, I don't know what the story is with the highlighter, but the highlighter palette is $8.98, so it's not going to break the bank. But I wonder what sort of a finish it's going to give you. Is it going to be, how sometimes powder highlights, if they're very cheap, they can make your really textured.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'll be honest, I don't really care. Like the money is all going towards a good cause.
And it's really cheap. Like when it's this cheap, can't really like expect, you know, you can't expect like high-end products with this price. Like you have to kind of adjust your expectations sometimes with the price. It doesn't mean that this would be bad when I say that, but just like it's not gonna be, you know, as good as like some really high-end eyeshadow palettes. Although they can also do really crap products, so we'll never know. But
yeah,
it's
like
really cheap, so I kind of feel like if you want to support this, go for it because you know you're not gonna waste that much money.
yeah, agreed. When I put it to you guys, 31% of you loved the palette and 21% of you loved the highlighter palette.
I think we're getting a bit bored of um, rainbow palettes.
Yeah.
Because that word's so hard to find. And also, I feel like a lot of people don't like highlighter palettes that much anymore.
Yeah, unless you're an MUA, it's kind of hard to justify a highlighter palette.
The shades.
Yeah.
So I feel like people on these days, they like to target the products. Like they buy what they use, you know, and want from the product. So you don't have any wasted product.
Yeah, it's just smart purchasing, really. Then the next thing that we have is Give Me Glow Cosmetics, who have collaborated with Baka Turtle, who is an artist on Instagram, and she's designed the outside of this new palette. Now, the shades that she's included as part of this palette bundle are existing shades, because I have like one or two of them already. I know I definitely have Limeade, just as an FYI, but this is coming at some point. We don't know exactly when. I like the color story of this. I will say I wish there was kind of like a really deep navy blue and like maybe a very deep dark green.
The package in the sky is like really deep navy.
Yeah.
Like maybe that or a black there would be nice. The packaging is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I love the colors. This is the color stories that I'm like, oh yeah, this is Tia's jam. I really like this. If it was easier to get, I probably would try and get it, but
yeah,
it's just the shipping and all and the taxes and everything from America. So
yeah, I mean, I'm in the same boat. I'm trying to not be a complete idiot and buy things that are unnecessary when I already have a ridiculous collection. But I think this is done really, really well, and it's nice to see like Give Me Glow collaborating with like other content creator, and I think this is a really nice idea around like making a different package and cover and stuff, so I think that's cute. I won't be getting it, not because I don't like it, but because, you know, things are expensive. When I put it to you guys, 63% of you loved it. Yeah, that was impressive.
That's good. And I feel like these color stories are really popular at the moment. So
500%. Those greens, blues, add in a purple and a pink. Those are the colors that are like really big right now. That kind of amalgamation. So I think this is hitting in at an appropriate time, and like they do really good singles. So I think they've been really smart to kind of showcase the stuff that's already part of their existing like back catalog. Like it's a really smart release in that sense. It's not kind of releasing things ridiculously. Like I think it's good and a smart way to introduce people to the brand. Then we have Rituel de Fille, and this is their midsummer collection. Now the story around this was they were meant to release this a little bit earlier, apparently around about the time that the whole Roe v. Wade thing went down, but they decided, no, we're not announcing this around about like when this is happening, because this isn't the time. So what they decided then was they'd hold back on the launch and the announcement. And in addition to that, they also have it so that 100% of the net proceeds, so the entire money that you would use to buy these, is going towards various charities and organizations that are all around reproductive health and healthcare and abortion funds, etc. So the story is they have their 3 eye sots, and they come in 3 different shades, and they're $39 each, or you can get the 3 together for $78. Now, I mean, it's so expensive. I know. I'm like, oh, tis very expensive, but I do like that they are making that effort. And I think the shades do look very, very pretty.
I feel like ritual, the feel is very like popular in makeup artists, that kind of group. This is not for me because I really don't think like they look really nice, but I like glitterly like more sparkly glitter like particle products. These look more like shimmery.
Yeah.
They do look really nice on the pictures, but it's just not something that I would personally use. But I do really like that they're like now donating all of the proceeds for a good cause and all of that. So it's not a bad launch, and I like how they went on with it. So held it back a bit and then like rethink how they're gonna do it.
Yeah, I think just even their mindfulness around that and not announcing something at that time was really respectful of a lot of people's feelings at the time, which I'm like, okay, that's nice to see that people aren't kind of going, let's worry about our bottom line. So I like that. I think the shades that they have included make sense for this time of year. Like they look very pretty. I could see you know, editorial looks with some of these, you know, that's essentially what they're made for, is for, like you said, makeup artists.
Kind of like fresh face, kind of editorial, like really, like I like the pictures. They're very like aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, I agree. Like but this makes sense for the brand. It's not totally off kilter for what they've done before. This makes an awful lot of sense. It's not for me. I mean, I'm the same as you, Tia. Like if I'm gonna get like a pigment, it's gonna have to be like knock your socks off, metallic glitter, multi-chrome, like something like very unusual. But I think like this makes sense for them. I'm not against it, and particularly, you know, with the proceeds, I'm all for that. I like seeing a brand doing that, and honestly, I think it's just good marketing for them, if nothing else, because although I may not like this launch, it may not be my thing, and I think it mightn't be the thing for a lot of people, but a lot of us are going to remember this. And kind of go, oh, remember that time they did that thing? And it may make us more inclined to buy something from them. Smart on their behalf, really. Maybe I'm just being really like cynical these days. Who knows? But it's grand. I'm okay with it. When I put it to you guys, 53% of you loved it. This is Violet Voss. How are they still a thing? This is their Take Flight palette. It's given me vibes of, as I said in my TikTok, Urban Decay meets Claire's Accessories. So they have 2 kind of 9-pan palettes. One is very warm toned. The other one is kind of more purples and blues. And even though we were saying those are the colors that are on trend, somehow this feels dated. And like the thing is, right, on paper I should like this. It has purples, blues, some greens, it has a black and a white, and yet I look at this and think, no, it's $48. And I think one of the things that's gotten me is that all of the shades are all around the same sort of frequency in terms of the shade. Like there's no
I feel like it's not a bad color store. It's not a bad palette. It's just that all of the shades look very same.
Yeah.
Like not the same color, but the same depth.
Yes.
Like I don't like the warm side at all.
No.
I feel like that makes it look even worse. If that was out of the picture, I think it would look even better. Like it would look not even better. It would look a little bit better.
Yeah.
It's just not for me. It doesn't look like a $48 palette.
No.
It
God,
just
no.
looks like drugstore $12 palette.
Absolutely. And it annoys me that the white and the black are so skinny, because if they're, by the way, saying, well, you use this white now to lighten out these shades, or you use this black to deepen the shades, you're going to need to give us bigger pans, because those pans are smaller than each of the singular pans, which does not.
They might have the same amount of product than the singular ones, but you kind of wish that they were a bit better.
Like aesthetically it just doesn't do it for me. And like when I look at this palette, it's giving me like Urban Decay On the Run, the On the Run palette, and OPV Beauty did something very similar as well. So in that sense, I look at this and just think this is so dated. And then there was like an Urban Decay palette as well, a couple of years, many years ago, and there was like a butterfly on it as well. And this is just making me think of that as well.
Yeah.
There's
kind of like that it's a butterfly palette when we have a butterfly tea.
Yes.
That's the only thing. Like, I'm like,
did I know? No, I didn't, because I announced the theme a couple of days ago and it had nothing to do with this. Yeah, like, I just don't get where they're going as a brand. They don't make a lot of sense.
Anymore. Like, they're a bit boring.
A bit.
Maybe a bit more. They haven't, like, I remember when they used to have those palettes, like when they had the Laura Lee collab, like, and all of those, everyone wanted the palettes. Like, it was like Violet Voss was like the kind of like the indie popular brand that everyone wanted to try. And now they're just, does anyone even remember them? Like, do you think of Violet Voss when you think of Made to Buy?
I mean, they really were, because like 4 or 5 years ago, if you looked at most, well, not maybe most, but quite a few YouTubers, like say, favorite eyeshadow palettes. I remember that Samantha March actually did a video and she talked about how Violet Voss, the Holy Grail palette, was like her Holy Grail, and she loved it. And I went off and I bought it because I'm an idiot and I'm very, very influenceable. Like, I mean, I will jump off that cliff if you tell me to. So like, I ended up getting quite a few things in that sense. And I think that was peak Violet Voss time, was about 4 or 5 years ago when they were doing those collabs with the likes of Laura Lee. I think that was when they hit the peak. And then they went, because you used to be able to even get them on Beauty Bay, like about 4 years ago, and you can't anymore. So
I think the palette that I was interested from Violet Voss was the Flamingo one.
Yeah.
Do you remember it?
I do, yeah.
I think that was the last one that I was like, oh.
And that was about 2 years
ago. After that, I don't really think of Violet Voss when I think of brands that I want to try. I've never tried anything from Violet Voss, so the quality might be there. It probably is good because all of that. If it hasn't gone down like this.
Like, they're okay. They were good for at the time, but unless they've changed it, I would say there's better out there for cheaper. But I don't know. I haven't tried any of their recent stuff. Like, I have, like, say, their like hashtag palette, the Holy Grail. I had the That's So Taupe palette, which I gave to somebody actually because I was like, why the fuck should I buy a neutral palette? I'm an idiot. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't really get where they're going as a brand.
You're not feeling this.
No. 5-year-old me might have been interested in this.
Also, like $48.
Oh, yeah,
that's a bit steep.
Do you know what I think? And I think that's exactly it. If it was like $20, I don't think I'd be quite as.
Yeah, I don't think I would hate it that much.
Yeah, I'd kind of be like, oh, okay, fair enough. But 48.
Like, actually, for like $20, $5, I would kind of be like, should I
Exactly.
try this? But
Exactly.
it's like more than twice as that much. And then the part that I don't like half of the palette at all, like at all, the warm shite, the warm shite is shite. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
no,
agree.
it's a
Yeah.
no for me.
Same. And when I put it to you guys, 22% of you loved it, 45% said not for me, and 33% said, I like part of it. There. We're getting more statistics involved. It's fantastic. Then we have a new release from Nomad Cosmetics, and they were kind of drip feeding us a couple of shades as we went along. And they said, here's our Provence palette. So initially they were saying it was something like Bienvenue en Provence, but it seems to have a different name. Anyways, it is coming out on the 12th of July. So this is what it looks like. It does remind me of like a previous palette that they had before, which has since been discontinued. And I did wonder when they had a sale on, I think it was around about Christmas, and they were discontinuing a few palettes. I was like, they're going to get something to replace this with.
Yeah.
And this makes more sense. Like, I think this is
very pastel.
Yeah.
I feel like their palettes, like I feel like it's a theme with Nomad. All of the palettes are very pastel. Not all of them, but they have a couple of palettes that are very pastel. And I just would like to see a bit more depth, a bit more deep shades. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not a bad palette. Like, I actually think it's a beautiful color story. And it kind of goes with the theme. But it's just like, I feel like I've seen this before from them, and I kind of want something new.
Yeah, I'm pretty much exactly the same. I mean, like I said, it reminded me of, I believe it was their Morocco palette. If I can find a picture, I'll put it in now. But I don't dislike it. I like Nomad Cosmetics. I really like their shimmer formula. I think they're quite nice. I think this is quite a cohesive color story because you have the lights, you have the darks, you have enough there to make a very organized look. And even if you weren't amazing at putting together looks, I think you wouldn't have to sit down for very long to figure out what to do with this. And I like that. It makes it very accessible. I'm personally not going to be picking this one up because it just, there's something about warm tones I don't love on me, even though people are like, oh, it looks lovely on you. And I'm like,
I feel like warm tones look so good on you. Like,
so
what are you even talking about?
No, but I don't feel right in them.
Yeah, I don't like warm tones, like orange and red and like those type of looks. I'm just like, I do not like this. Just don't no.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like it looks good on you. But if you don't enjoy it, you don't enjoy it. Like,
yeah. It's just, it doesn't get my little, like the colors that I enjoy may not necessarily be the ones that look the best on me, but they're the ones that I like. Like, people will be like, oh my God, you do lovely neutral makeup. And I'm like,
yeah,
but it doesn't feel like it's me.
Yeah, I feel like it's more what you like. Like, obviously, not all the colors, like if you go from the theory, what colors suit what skin tones and eye colors and all that, I don't care about that. I just want blue and green and purple and pinks on my eyes. And if you don't think they suit me, then you can have your opinion, but you're wrong.
Can I just say, we are vibing so much in terms of the color stories that we are going towards.
Yeah, we like the same stuff. Like, we like greens and blues and purples and like that brown. We like the cool tones. That's our jam.
Yeah. Like, I don't dislike this. I'm not like, oh, this is a bad palette. And I think the quality will be there. But there are other palettes of theirs that I have enjoyed the color story of that bit more. Like their Iceland palette has a lot of blues and stuff in it, and I really enjoy that.
I like the tone of purples in there. Like, they're very cool toned. I like that. I like the yellows. It's just the two first rows like this.
Yeah.
Those two are not my favorite. But I feel like people could do very pretty looks with this.
Oh, absolutely. So, yeah, I think they could do beautiful, like very fresh looks. And it's on brand for like summer and stuff. So I think I think this makes
I feel like it goes with summer looks. So yeah.
Yeah. So when I put it to you initially, we only had the first couple of shades, and 40% of you loved it. 34% said not for me. 26% said I like some of it. And then when the entire palette was revealed, that increased. A lot more of you ended up loving it. It went up to 47%. Less of you decided not for me, and less of you said I like parts of it. So I thought that was really interesting. Once we saw the entire color story coming together, people were a lot more positive about it.
Yeah.
So I like stats. It's fun. And then we have Colourpop, and they were kind of sneak peeking. They were like, we're coming out with something. And I was like, ah, shit, another Disney collaboration. Like, I don't even know how many collaborations they've done at this point. And they were like, here, we're coming out with lipsticks. And I was like, have you not done these Disney lipsticks before? And they have. They've done 5 of the shades before, and they have included 5 new princess shades. So the 5 new princess shades are Aurora, Rapunzel, Pocahontas, Moana, and Merida. So you can get the full collection together of all 10 for $69, or you can get them for $10 each, which I'm pleased that they've done that, because you know, if you wanted to like, you know, add to your collection. Now I've heard varying stories about like what people thought of the quality of the last one, so I'm hoping they maybe might have changed formulas or something along that, because I had for instance, Hannah was telling me one of the shades like bled on her quite a bit, so I was like, oh, that's a bit sad.
So when I saw the first picture on Trend Mode, like the packaging and the Disney thing, when I didn't read anything, I was like, P. Louise? Is this like, I thought it was P. Louise because the packaging and
yeah, the peach
like
color
in that first picture just looks very P. Louise-esque. But like, I thought they were coming out more stuff, and I'm just actually really happy that they are. And I like that it's just the lips. How pretty does the swatches look?
Oh,
Got
so
like
pretty.
Tiana and Snow White. Merida is so pretty. And Cinderella, Pocahontas, Ariel. I actually like most of this.
Yeah.
I think the shades that I don't like are Aurora and Rapunzel is not my favorite, but it's really pretty though. Like I would actually wear almost every single one.
Same.
Yeah. Aurora and Jasmine aren't my favorite, but like I would probably still wear them in some looks.
Yeah,
these look nice.
I agree. I like them. Do you know?
And I like the packaging. How cool would that look on just like on lipstick thing? All of those there together. Like, stop it right now. Why do I want this?
I know. Like, I'm kind of this, but this is, we've been saying this for weeks. Colourpop, dial it back, and when you dial it back, we actually like it.
Yeah, I'm really happy with this launch.
Yeah, I like that.
Well done.
Yeah, I would say, and this is me just being pernickety, that I think to have really added to this, if they had coinciding or matching lip liners to go with it, that would have just been the, you know, the cherry on top.
You have lip liner sets, like, and they have most of the colors you would ever need. So
well, you see, all they'd have to do then is just repackage it.
Yeah. I like this.
Yeah, I do too. I think this is cute. I'm not going to get it because, frankly, I have a million lipsticks.
Yeah,
I do, but
I don't have that many lipsticks though. So maybe if it goes sale at some point, I might, because I want them all. I don't want to just buy 2. Like, I want them all.
That's fair, and you know you would use my affiliate link.
Yeah, obviously. Use Teresa's link if you buy these.
Yeah, Mom has gotten used to a certain lifestyle, and it includes keeping the lights on. Fucking energy costs. Look, I really like this. I thought it was quite interesting though that they went with a lot of like berry tones and reds and kind of some pinks, and there was not a neutral in there.
There's like Mulan is nude, Moana is nude, Ariel. There's like 3 like nudes, like those type of, obviously like some of these like could look on a darker skin tone, could look like Pocahontas could look like nude on a darker skin tone. But there isn't that many nudes, but I
Yeah.
really like the shade, like Tiana, like that shade, Tiana. I can't
Oh,
stop looking at it.
yeah.
It's
I
so
think that's
pretty.
definitely the one that steals the show.
Yeah.
It's so pretty. Like with just a simple eye look and then that bold lip.
Oh, just
Boom.
liner and
I love
that.
it. I think it's
Oh,
beautiful. I think they've done really, really well. And they've really shown us, hey, if you dial it back, it is a bit better. That being said, when I put it to you guys, but I think it's because there were some issues with the last collection in terms of the quality, because I had a few people
I'm
message.
shocked.
Yeah, here's the stats. 22% of you loved it, 54% said not for me, and 24% said I like some of it.
I feel like when people see the swatches, because when I look at the first picture, I'm like, oh, that's pretty.
Yeah.
The swatches sell it 100%. They look so nice. They look very smooth, although that girl's lips are probably very smooth anyways.
Yeah.
But it just looks nice.
Yes. Question: have any of you changed your mind? Yeah. Then we have Moira Cosmetics, and this is their Celestial series. So they've come out with 4 15-pan palettes. And there's the Celestial Love, the Chasing Eternity, the Endless Moonlight, and the Time to Shine. And they're going to be available now as you're watching. They're $17.50 each, or they're $62 for the bundle. There's
It's
some
Moira Cosmetics coming for colorful launching 10 million palettes at the same time. What the actual F is going on?
There was something very odd about this that I didn't initially kind of twig that this was Moira Cosmetics when I saw this. I thought this was like a love child between Odin's Eye Cosmetics in terms of like the packaging and a little bit of P. Louise.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too.
And a tiny bit of Jefferson Starship.
Yeah.
It's a strange. I was like, what on earth am I looking at? Like, I mean, the two of us are not into these sort of palettes. They're not our sort of jam.
Yeah.
But
like I feel like I would have liked it more if it's just like one palette.
choose.
Or like 2 palettes, but 4 palettes.
It's overkill.
I feel like we don't need that many because there's like not that many variation between those palettes.
Like, even when I saw this picture initially, I was like, why are they showing the same palette 4 times? And then I looked at it because I was just like flicking through because a few of you tagged me in it. And then I was like, oh no, it's not the same palette.
Yeah.
It's 4 different palettes. So, I mean, they could have dialed it back, or if they just had, like, say, for instance, the top left and maybe the bottom right.
Yeah.
Something like that. I think those would have made sense. And just edit.
Although they aren't very expensive.
Yeah.
So I think I can take 1 point, like give them 1 point for that, not take. Give them 1 point for that. They're not very expensive. But like I feel like the color stories gets a bit lost. Like I can't focus on just how beautiful they might be because there's too much.
Yeah.
I don't like when brands do this, when it's like 4 different palettes. If they're very different, like all of the color stories are different, then I can like be like, okay, this is cool. But when it's like this close, I'm like, what's the need? I have so many cat hairs in my face.
Well, that is just cat mum life. I am kind of surprised that they didn't tone it down a bit more. It's not expensive, so I'm not going to get wildly annoyed about it. I think, for people who are maybe, like, it's tricky enough to get a nice, like, I even got message there during the week of, can you recommend any nice cool toned neutral palettes? And I was like, gonna have to think on that one for a second. Like, I don't think this is bad for that, and it's, within a decent price range, but they could have just dialed it back a little bit more.
Or make them a bit more different.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they're a bit same thing.
Yeah, Agreed. Anyways, when I put it to you guys, 18% of you loved it, 59% said not for me, and 23% of you said, I like some of it. Just before we sat down to film, I found out that Profusion have come out with a new collection, and it's their I Love Boba collection. And fuck me, lads, there's a shit ton in it. There's like liner sets, which includes this kind of duo toned liner. There's 4 different types of those, and they each come with a brush. They're $9.98 each. They have 4 different 6-pan eyeshadow palettes. That's $6.98 each. They have these water lip tints that they come in a set of 3. You can't buy them separately. That's $7.98. They have 3 different types of like eyeshadow duos. That's $4.98. They have cream blushes, and one of them is orange. Yeah, for $3.98. I mean,
not bad. I actually like those 6-pan palettes.
Yeah.
They're a bit monochromatic. Like, I don't mind. Yeah. It's cheap. I feel like Profusion, what I hear from them, has pretty decent quality. So I don't mind them. And they're different. Like Moira, just look at this a bit. See what you got.
Agreed. Like, so clear, like how different each of the eyeshadow palettes are.
Cute is that sponge.
Oh, I can't even cope. And they even have like this little glitter jelly set as well that which I think is kind of cute.
I
think they've been really smart as well, because what they've done is they have, each of the eyeshadow palettes, but then those eyeshadow palettes then link in with those liner duos.
Yeah.
That is, I'm really, I mean, I was so excited when I saw the Profusion were doing a liner palette when they did the Jurassic World, and now they're doing these, and I'm like,
good
this
job.
is amazing. I'm liking the direction they're going in. The cream blushes, the eyeshadow. Do you know what? There's very little of this collection that I'm like, oh, I don't like, or you could go without.
Did you say there was like eyeshadow duos?
They are liquid eyeshadow duos.
Oh, okay.
Those I don't give a shit about. Yeah. Right?
But like, it looks cute.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. If it was more easily accessible in Finland, like in some shops, because we have some like drugstore brands in shops, and if I would see that in the shop, I wouldn't be held responsible if I picked couple.
Same, honestly. But you know what's interesting though, because I checked Profusion's own website, and it isn't on Profusion's website. It's only on Walmart's website.
That's so weird,
isn't it?
Maybe it's exclusive for now for there. I don't know.
But also, if you go onto Walmart, you can get the Jurassic World stuff on there that you can't get on the Profusion website.
That's so weird.
Bonkers. But like, I think this is smart, because I feel like if I was over in the States, I would be the person walking through Walmart and just being like, I'll get some milk, I'll get some bread, I'll get some eyeshadow, I'll get some liner. And then poor Sahil will be like, were you not meant to go and get the groceries? And I'd be like, I have a full face of makeup.
Like every time I go to like a bigger grocery store where there's like makeup aisles, I just have to go and see, even though I'm not like going to buy anything or going to, and even though I know there's gonna just be the same products that I've been seeing 10 million times before, I'm like, just gonna look up it.
Pony dressage, just being like skulking down the aisles, being like, let's see what's here. Like, I think this is done really well. It's so affordable. The most expensive thing are the liner duos. They're $9.98, but you're getting 2 liners and they're giving you a brush in there as well.
Yeah, that's so bad.
And I love that the duos, the 2 shades are different enough from each other that they're going to look quite nice. Like those 2 greens, the 2 purples, the 2 reds. Yeah. I love those. They're giving me like Glisten Cosmetics vibes, like their liners. Like, I am so intrigued to see what the quality of these are like.
Yeah.
Elena, come on! You're all
reviewing for us. You're the American sausage enabler. You need to enable us.
Seriously, I mean, she's always wandering into Walmart. Always, we can't get her out of there. right? So you mosey on down, you bring John with you, you go and grab some of these things for science, and go and do something ridiculous with your face, because I mean, you'll manage to take like one or two of those palettes and just do something.
She might even get that as PR, because she
Might.
does get some of the Profusion stuff as PR.
That's right. I have fancy friends. Yeah, I love this. Like, if this was easily accessible to me, you could bet your fucking bottom dollar. I can't speak today. You could bet your bottom dollar that I would be running down and
So
purchasing.
Profusion, we need you in here to do something about it now, please. We
Get on
want to buy your stuff.
We're not asking for a lot. We are actually asking for you to give us the opportunity that we give you our money.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Like I said, though, this is new, so I don't know what you guys think just yet. I think this will do fairly okay. I think it'll be like maybe 40% love it, something like that. Can I just say, I was dead on one of our stats last week that I said exactly 33%, and that's what came up, and I was like, I'm a fucking psychic. So, Mystic Meg, you know, I really hope it's 40% or somewhere around 40%. So make that shit happen, lads.
Make that happen for Teresa.
Yeah. But we are now on to sneak peeks, and can I just say, I am like disgustingly excited about this, like to the point, like I need
just a little heads up. We can't be like, obviously I'm gonna be a bit biased on this, even though it's so amazing, like it's so good, but because Daniela is a dear friend of ours, we are a bit biased.
Yeah. But like, to be fair, I think most people who know me know that my face doesn't really tend to lie very much. It's very, very obvious.
We like the same stuff, so
I mean, we're friends for a reason. We gravitate towards the same sort of things, and we've been reliably informed that these palettes, although we've just seen the outside of them, this is with Gourmand Girls, that the external of the palettes reflect the insides, because you know we're always bitching about that, and why does the palette not look the same as the inside?
I am beyond excited for Daniela and Christina for this launch. Like, look at that artwork. Daniela did that herself.
I know.
Like, she designed everything you see on those. It's gonna be the packaging for the palettes. She's so talented. She has a gift for this type of thing. She is a trained makeup artist also, so I feel like she has a kind of like a professional view of these things. I'm beyond excited. I can't even handle. I want this now.
Oh, same. Like I think
I don't even need to see its sides.
Like, I think Christina has thought that I've been like taking the piss, that I'm like, I will give you my debit card details right now. Just take it. And she's like, and I'm like, no, I am fully serious. Give it to me.
Yeah.
I will give you I want these in my hands right now. I will say I'm having a little bit of an issue with the post at the moment, because it seems that anything that comes from the States just kind of like ricochets back. I've had that with Clarity Cosmetics, and I've also had this now with Gourmand Girls. But this is, I think, an Ireland problem. That's nothing to do with the brand.
But I don't even care. I don't even need to see insides. I want these. I'm gonna get them, and that's the end of it.
Oh yeah, same. Like I absolutely fucking love these. I think it's such a good direction. And
and then can I just say, like, this isn't something like just from the artwork. It's something new. Like, when I look at these, I can't think of any brand, any palette, anything that I'm like, oh, that kind of reminds me of that. like it's an original idea.
Yeah.
So I really like that, and I'm just so happy for Daniela and Christina. I'm so proud of her.
But it's so rare to actually find something that is genuinely unique,
Yeah,
genuinely different.
yeah,
The amount of times that we're sitting on here kind of going, oh, that kind of looks like this, or that reminds me
yeah,
of this. We've already done that 2 or 3 times in this episode. And yet we're looking at this, and there's nothing on those palettes that remind me of anything.
yeah,
This is genuinely quite different. Like
yeah.
I do feel that Daniela just has a talent for this.
She has.
Like I've
She
seen
really has.
the Z palettes that she's curated for herself that she'll put together for when she's traveling and stuff, and I'm just like, I love
That's just
it. I would have
amazing.
that as that is. So I am excited.
We
Um,
love this so much.
yeah. Look, even if she wasn't a friend of mine, I can tell you right now, I would be physically like shoving people out of my way to get this. And I will.
Definitely.
I know it's all
Like,
sold online, but I will still physically push people out of my way.
yeah, yeah. This is just the most exciting launch that's happened in ages.
Yeah. This is way more exciting than the Michaela Glamlight, in my opinion.
Yeah, to me it is. Yeah, definitely.
And I think this is going to be more interesting color-wise.
Yeah. Don't sleep on this, guys. Like, do
Seriously.
not sleep on this.
Like I said, Christina, if you're watching, just take my debit card details.
Just take it now.
Just take it now. You know, I freaking love this. I'm so excited. And can I just say, when I put it to you guys, you were as excited as us, because when I showed you the Power palette, this was 66% said I'm excited, 26% said we shall see, and 8% said loving that cover. And then when I showed you the virtual one, 68% said I'm excited, 21% said we shall see, and 11% said loving the artwork. So
it's like almost 80% liking it at this point. So I'm so happy.
It's such a positive reaction. So positive. I am here for it. But guys, that's it. We have gone through all of the makeup that's come out this week. It's been fucking slim pickings. Thank Christ.
Not that much to talk about this.
Thank Christ for Gourmand Girls just like picking it up there at the end.
Yeah.
And Profusion.
Something exciting.
Yeah, Profusion and Gourmand Girls saved the day. Who thought that was going to happen? But I do have my favourite comment, and this is from the lovely Felicia, aka Flick. She said, I feel like at this point, most companies have just run out of ideas. Violet Voss, we're looking at you. Also, on the IG story votes, we need a third. I like some of it option. Well, my love, I've been listening.
Yeah. Teresa has been listening to you guys. I actually do like that. We have I like some of it, because there's so many times that even we talked about something and we're like, I like some of it, but not everything. So,
yeah, it gives us way more information.
Yeah.
And look, I'm always open to some feedback. I do listen to you. I do try and reply to all of the comments, but I do work 2 jobs and do this.
Yeah.
So, but I do read them all. I read all the comments.
She's a busy bee.
I am. Emphasis on the B. But anyways, my gorgeous friends, thank you so much for watching. Do please like, comment, and subscribe to me and to Tia. Turn on that notification bell, because honestly, lads, it's just polite. And do please share, because sharing is caring. Unless, of course, it's an STD, in which case, you know, wrap it up, don't be gross. But that is it.
Gross.
Exactly. That's all we ask. But that is it. That is the end of the episode, and we will see you guys next week. Fare thee well.
Bye.
Bye.